Let's talk about figure 8. If you remember, I had a video where I explained that all we can do is figure 8 with our hands, with our arms. Remember? So the figure 8 has several modes. The first one is the up-downwards mode. Up-downwards. The second is down-upwards. It's not the same movement, it's the opposite movement. And we can do it chasing hands. We can do it two hands simultaneously. We can do it with only one hand. We can do it vertical. If you remember with the vertical shear video that I made, we also did there vertical figure 8. And we can do it horizontal. So we'll talk about everything in this video about the motorics and applications and stuff. Let's talk about the first direction, and the first direction, and I'm using the stick to show you, is up, downwards. Up, downwards. How do we learn it? It's not the most trivial motorics for everybody, so let's start in the most simple way. Hold your hands like this and draw an arch in the air. Just give yourself a high five and back. Now with the second hand, draw an arch in the air, high five yourself, and back with the arch, and again, and again, and again, and again. If you see, I'm opening the span of my legs more and more. And I do with my torso, I do the turn into the sideways gongbo. Now, when you get low enough, you don't have to go all the way down for the motoric of the hands. Do the same movement without the lower hand, like this. Same arch drawing in the air. Now I move from one side to the second, one side to the second. More smoothly, hand by hand, hand chasing hand, very smoothly, arch and arch. Arch forward and arch backward. And I'm going back up. Now do it smoothly, slowly and smoothly. If you with one hand only. You see, arch and arch. If you make the arch more in your face level, you'll start noticing that you're actually drawing figure 8. It's no longer arches, but you have like the cross of the figure 8 in front of your face. Now the second hand. Start with arches and do it more and more smoothly until it becomes figure 8. Now pay attention. The forward direction I hit with my open palm. The backwards direction I hit with the backhand part. See? 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. And again, chasing hands. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. This is the basic movement, the basic motorics. Repeat this basic drill until you get the basic movement. The second thing you want to do is you want to feel heavy. You want to have this heavy, and to work on the heaviness we use dumbbells. You just hold the dumbbells and you draw the same figure 8 with chasing hands one by one. You see, I rotate my torso from one side to another. I hit with the hammer side of the fist, with the hammer side, just to construct the heaviness, because we will use it a lot. And this is the up-downwards direction. You have the same movement using weapons. Chasing hands. When you deal with one-handed weapon, chasing hands. You can have single-handed. Still, figure 8, from up, downwards. Up, downwards. Long movement, short movement. And of course you can have it with double-handed weapons. See? Same movement. If you want to keep it perpetual movement, again, always figure 8. Always figure 8 if you want to have perpetual movement that doesn't stop. One drill you can do with the help of a friend is hitting pads, the same way you did with the dumbbells with figure 8. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And make it heavy. You can hit with fist, you can hit with your open palm and backhand. Because you want to construct the heaviness, you want to feel the strike is heavy. I don't have to take the lift from up here and drop my hand. I can just drop it from here. But this is short and you won't see. So I do the long movement so you can see the figure 8. Up and downwards again. Up, downwards, up, downwards. Up, downwards, up, downwards. And chasing hands. So the movement is heavy. I hit with open palm, I can hit with fists. Heavy movement, up, downwards, in 8-figure pattern. And the basic drill is the arch. That becomes figure 8. If you see, I arch the hand above my head now, and when it becomes 8 figure, the cross is in my face level. Let's see some applications for the figure 8 up downwards direction. We'll do it slow so you can see the direction. It's not about how real it is. It's very real because this is everything we can do with our torso. This is everything we can do, figure 8. So it's very real. Let's see some applications. See, down, upwards. Now he hit me again, right? So 1, 2. Again, up, downwards, and again, up, downwards. If you see, this is part of the S defense, if you remember the video about S defense. Of course, forward arm rotation. And the second one is, again, part of the S defense, the backward arm rotation. This is just a small application. Everything is figure 8. Again, see? And here. Again. See? Up, downwards, and up, downwards. I don't have to do chasing hands. Oh, again. 1, 2. See? Chasing hands. Of course, you've seen this in the horizontal circle, but it's all the same because this is everything we can do. Let's talk about the second direction of the figure 8, down, upwards. Let's start again with the basic motorics, and again we will hold our hands like this and we high five ourselves, but this time from below. See? It's okay, let's call it low five and back. But when you move back, don't lead the movement with the back hand, but lead the movement with the palm. So turn your hand and hit like this, then switch it. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Lower arch, turning the arm and hitting down upwards, turn it again, lower arch, down upwards, turn it again, lower arch, down upwards, and turn again. And again we'll do the same trick we did before. We'll stop hitting the hand at some point when we feel we are ready enough. See, no, I'm not hitting now the hand, and I will continue now only with one hand. I'm drawing the arches, I turn the arm, drawing the arch, turning the arm, drawing the arch, turning the arm, and drawing the arch until I can make the movement large enough so it becomes 8 figure instead of arches. And then I will do it with the second hand. Drawing the lower arch, turning the hand, drawing the lower arch, turning the hand, drawing the lower arch, turning the hand, lower arch, and again, until at some point you'll feel you want to do this with both hands. In chasing hand pattern, see, my hands are chasing each other, and yes, the first hand is stalling up here until the second hand turns around, and again stalling hand, and again it's not the same motorics. And I show you a small example for that. Let's say I have a window between you and me. Now, if this is a dirty window and I want to clean it, I'm not doing the up-downwards movement, right? This is very robotic and nobody cleans this way. How do you clean a window? You rub your rug on the window, right? This movement is a down-upwards figure 8. Take the rug away and you'll see this is the movement as if I'm cleaning a window. So if you want to practice the down upwards direction of the figure 8, clean your windows using a rug, using 2 rugs, one in each hand, so you can practice both hands. See, down upwards figure 8, down upwards figure 8. So Roman told me that nobody cleans windows like this. Of course, you push your hand to the window to clean the window, right? So do it and you'll feel how it becomes figure 8, even when with the hand not pointing up but pointing towards you. Of course, this is the way we clean windows. We have the same direction with weapons. As we had before, up, downwards, now we have down, upwards direction. See? Down, upwards, figure 8. And it's not the same as before. Same we did with the dumbbells, now for the direction of down, upwards, as we did with the vertical figure 8, if you remember in the vertical shear video. Here again, I let the elbow lead the movement and become heavy, and I want to feel the heaviness, so I strike with the back side of the fist. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Of course, this direction is less applicable. It is, but not like this. It's applicable with the body movement, and I will show you. And chasing hands, using dumbbells to construct this heaviness feeling. And of course we can ask Roman help and use pads. If before I hit from up downwards, now I'm hitting down upwards. See? 1, 2, This is the direction. Okay, so it won't be totally horizontal here, it will be more sideways, but it's the same figure 8 direction. Down, upwards, down, upwards. Be heavy. And of course it can be done with chasing hands. Okay, I just want you to see the direction. Let me show you some application to emphasize the direction for you. One. Okay, you see it's down. You see it's down, upwards direction. All this movement is figure 8. Again, now see with the elbow strike, same. 1 and 2. Now it seems like I'm doing this movement from up downwards, but no, I'm hitting upwards. Okay, I want to throw him there and not here. See the difference? Down, upward. It's different. See? Again, now I did up downwards and then back to down upwards. Why? Because those directions are connected. The up down leads to down upwards in the figure 8. When we do spiral movement, the hands move in opposite direction. One does the up down, the other does the down upwards directions. From up downwards and from down upwards. This connected, and I can do it with every movement he does. Even this is still figure 8 because this is all we can do. So it becomes like this. See? Down, up, and turning, and this hand of course coming from down upwards because this is all we can do. Down, upwards. If you take this direction, instead of hitting with your palm but hitting with your forearm, this is what I did. When I was here, and from here, see, this is this. Because this is everything and the only thing we can do. Let's talk about range. The figure 8 is good in every range. Long range, even with double-handed weapons. If you hold the ball like this, you'll see it's all figure 8. Up, downwards, above my head, and still up, downwards. It's all figure 8 movement. If you want to use one hand to show the perpetual movement, it is still figure 8 direction. Still long range with two weapons is again figure 8. Now you can change directions. All the beautiful movement you see people do, the perpetual movement you see I'm doing up down right now. So it actually, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, see, it's all on the figure 8 direction. Now if I want to switch hands or sides, I just turn around and it became the down upward direction. See? Now I hit him in the and again. Now I hit in the head. The opposite direction. So turning around changes the direction from up downwards to down upwards. And again back to up downwards. And again down upwards. It's hard to understand it from the screen, I know, the best way is just start practicing it. You will have a lot of missed movement, like what do I do? And you will stumble yourself and make a lot of wrong movements. But when you just do it slowly and think about 8 figure, 8 figure, you will find the direction where you can move, and this will be an only direction, and then you will get it. Without practicing, it will never be yours. You have it on the long range, So if Roman hit me, see, I can move, right? This is figure 8. I can come from down upwards or from up downwards. Figure 8 to divert, to defend myself. This is on the long range. On the short range, we have shorter version, right? The smallest version is here. If you do this one, this is figure 8. So, one short. See, up, downwards, down, upward. Second hand. See, I just switch hands. This is the same I did with the sticks. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Again, hit me again. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's the same movement with the sticks, but without sticks. So it's all the same movement, different ranges. Let me show you a tactical concept about the figure 8, because we can do it vertically, as you've seen, like this. This is vertical figure 8, right? Because it's here on my side. Okay. This is again figure 8, but with elbow. So 1 and down. It's all figure 8, vertical figure 8. And we can do it in horizontal. If we start a fight, if he hits me first and I don't know where he's gonna hit me or when, so I can just do this movement again. Okay, this is figure 8. I close and open. The concept of closing and opening, closing and opening. I can do it short. I can do it short and I can do it long. So, closing and opening if he hits me. But what happens if he just stands there and wait me to do a mistake? He wants me to hit him because he will defend and attack me, right? So I don't want to be in this situation. So I don't want to do anything trivial for him. So I can close the distance using this movement, because I can close him or I can open him by coming from the inside. I can choose a side. We'll talk about choosing side tactics in the warfare and combat category, but it's just to show you how we work with figure 8. So I choose side. I know this can come for me, right? But my elbow is blocking this, but I'm here. This is figure 8. Now, of course, he just stands here, he doesn't continue hitting me, because I want to show you the concept. You need to practice it, and you need also to practice it in sparring, where he doesn't cooperate with me. In friendly sparring, and in whatever sparring. If you do sports sparring also, just try it out, you'll see it, because everything you can do, and everything you probably do already if you do some martial arts, is figure 8. Let me summarize the figure 8 for you. We have two directions, up, downwards, down, upwards. The basic drill is to draw arches from up, down directions and from down, upwards direction. And then make the movement longer and longer until you have figure 8. You can use rag for the down, upwards direction, or just make it longer and heavier from the up downwards. You can use dumbbells to construct the heaviness, and you can use weapons like stick to make it longer, heavier, and of course to learn how to work with weapons and feel the perpetual motion, because with weapons you will stumble yourself if you do it wrong. The less trivial movement is the vertical, that you can see in the vertical shear, where I lead the movement with the elbow and hit with the hammer, and the horizontal, where I close and open and close and open and close and open, and this is more tactical thing, because this is actually just a large up downwards direction of the figure 8. The figure 8 also works in every range, in the long range with the two-handed weapons, with the single-handed weapons, and with no weapons, until you go only with your palm, like this. We see that the upper movement is actually backward arm rotation. How do we know it? The up down from this direction, from if using my right hand for my right side leftwise, is backward arm rotation. Why? Because if I want to continue this movement, this is what it becomes. See? Backward arm rotation. And the direction with my right arm from the left rightwise is actually forward arm rotation, because this is the movement I want to continue. So the figure 8 is what joins the backward arm rotation, in this case with forward arm rotation, and again with the backward arm rotation with the forward arm rotation. And this is only one direction. Now we will do the down upwards direction, and you will see that they actually combines the up downwards and the down upwards when I turn. I start with the up downwards, okay? Up downwards, I turn, see the forward arm rotation direction becomes backward arm rotation, and I just changed the direction down upwards. And if I turn again, oppa, up downwards. I know it's complicated,